All right, well, here we are once again. Hey guys, Shane, Garage Constant Sorrow. Worked on the truck. Well, here's the backstory. Years ago, and I don't even remember how many years it's been, the heater core started leaking, or so I thought. Well, I'm pretty sure it was. So this is why, because it smelled like coolant. But the inside passenger floorboard was getting wet. But what I also found out after I'd plugged it off, I capped off the, well, here, let me show you. The heater core, there's the inlet and outlet. I just hooked the hoses together, the old bypass trick. But after I did that, I realized that the floorboard was still getting wet. So, I don't know if you can see this, but it might be behind. Yeah, it's behind the carpet. Anyway, right in this area is a grommet that goes through the firewall that carries some electrical wires. So the grommet had completely popped out of the hole. So I got that fixed and just never put the heater core back together to see if it was actually leaking. I know. So we're gonna do that now. But in the meantime, the cooling system has gotten kind of nasty. So I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see inside there. It's pretty gross. So I'm gonna run a flush, and what I'm probably gonna do is some like K-Seal or Blue Devil, one of those type, the really expensive head gasket fix kind of things. Because I ran some on my my Charger because it had a little pinhole in the radiator, and it was just a real fine mist coming out of the radiator. I forget if it was the core or the tank, but that stuff cleared right up, and it's been like that for years. So I didn't have to change the radiator in that. So because the heater core is so difficult to get to on these things, I'm putting it off as long as I can. So in the meantime, I'll show you guys something else. I have this this light from Harbor Freight, the Braun. So the charge port right here, there's a light that comes on when you plug it in. Red, I think, while it's charging. Green when it's finished charging. So the light quit working. And I thought it wasn't charging, but turns out it is. So I left it plugged in overnight last night, and it only turned on for about a minute and a half and then shut itself off. So I think it's the battery itself is going out too. So I ordered one of these on Amazon. Well, a pair of them actually. So this was 2200 amp hours, and I got a 9000 amp hour one, so that should last even longer. But I'm gonna see if indeed that's the issue. If not, I lost 14 bucks. So, but I'm pretty confident it is, because if you plug it in, it works. And then I went and bought this one yesterday to kind of fill in as my flashlight for now. It's a little pen light, but it's fairly bright. It's not as bright as that one, but should do pretty good. It was on sale, the coupon. It's rechargeable. Another Braun. Anyway, so all right, let me I got this thing draining, so let me get back to you when it's finished draining and we're ready to do something else, because I've still got to go up to O'Reilly and pick up some antifreeze and probably another radiator cap, because that one's all gunked up. All right, I'll be back. All right, so we got everything set up. I had an old flush kit that had the T you put in the heater hose line. So I did that, hooked up the garden hose. I put a valve right here so I can turn it on and off here instead of at the spigot. The kit comes with this thing, which I had to trim down with a knife so I can just shove inside this piece of hose that I had, so it didn't just dump all over the place right here. I'm not sure how strong this is, but there we go. So we're gonna flush out the any residual goo in the block and the heater core. So I need to get a I don't know if I left myself enough room. I gotta still clamp that down. So I still have stuff to do. But basically, when you turn this on, you clamp off the one side to force it through the heater hose and clamp off the other side to force it through the block. So let me shut down and go do that real quick. There we go. And after we finish flushing that, we're gonna leave the water in and put this stuff in there, a little cooling system cleaner slash de-ruster. Says removes buildup, gunk, grime, corrosion, and rust, which I believe is all of the stuff that's in here. Now it says that for heavy duty cleaning to run engine for 3 to 6 hours. I don't think I'll be running it that long. I might run it an hour. Let's try that first and see how it looks after that. But yeah, let's turn this on and see what we can see. All right, we got that. Oh, and don't forget to lock up the drain cock. All right, here we go. I'm gonna turn it on very lightly. Ooh, there it goes. Here, check this out. Look at that nastiness. That is disgusting. All right, let's leave this like that so we can see it, and I'll let you know when it's clear. And there we go. It's flowing clear, so shut it off, unscrew, let's see, screw it on, off, this way. Of course, it was leaking like a sieve right here, but I kind of expected that. Now, we got the adapter. Now you can take this T connector out. Comes with a cap. Cap it off. Hopefully it holds pressure. We will have to test that. If it doesn't hold, then we will be putting in a piece of straight pipe. Okay, now that's good. That's good. I'm gonna take out this connection. Remove this thing with duty. I did close it. Alright, stand by. Alright, let's work on this. We want to get the this stuff in here. Probably got foil cap thing. Good Lord. Oh wait, I had a knife over here. Don't drop it. God, dog it. Gravity, man. Alright, good thing it said you can get this wet. Careful with the sharp knife. What? That thing turned off, see? I don't like that other camera. Did I turn this one on? Yes, I did. That camera just shut itself off. For what reason, I don't know. Let's check. Well, I don't know, that's not gonna help. Whatever. Okay, this somewhere it's not gonna roll around. Okay, we're gonna try and do this the old-fashioned way. Yep. So it's filling up. It's not. All right, you're gonna have to open up that drink up and let some of the water out the bottom. Right there. It's got a little bit. There we go. Got it. Now, what do we do? Stuff. Apparently we didn't let out very much. I'm really going to use all of this stuff, as much of the cleaning agent as we can get in there. So, come on. A little bit more. Alright, let me shut you off here. It's going to be a minute. Alright, we got everything buttoned up. Got the cap back on, got that one tight. This goes on here for now so we don't lose it. And let's move some of this stuff so it doesn't fall off. Now we start it up and let it run for about an hour. Okay, wait a minute. Goodness. Alright, so if I get a phone call while I'm using this program, this video program, apparently it shuts down. Alright, so let's get our flashlight. Back in an hour. Well, it's been about an hour and we have no leakage as of yet. Let me show you what we got. No leaks there. No leaks here. I think that's all I had broken loose. Oh, and where the hoses go into the heater core. Now, I don't see any evidence of leaking. Some of this is staining from the last time before, but I don't see any current evidence of leakage, although I do smell a little bit of coolant coming out of the vent. I don't know, so it's probably got some kind of leak still. So we're gonna go ahead and shut it off. Hopefully get the key out. There we go. There we go. All right, now I don't have enough time to wait for it to cool down, so I'm just gonna let it cool down, finish up tomorrow. So we'll bring you back then. Day 2 of the flush. Not that kind of flush. Anyway. Alright, so we got everything set up again. Show ya. Alright, we got our flush kit hooked up there. I was a little concerned about stuff settling out overnight and sitting to the bottom of the system. But you know what? I don't care. Not on this one, this is my car. A little sediment won't kill anybody. But I'm pretty sure that whatever it cleaned out. Oh, and I meant to show you. Well, in here. Okay. All right, I'll take this out. Oh shit. It doesn't look like it cleaned out a whole lot because it still looks pretty crusty. So be that as that may be, I'm gonna leave it like it is. So, all right, let me get this thing started, and I don't know if you guys want to watch this or not, but here we go. All right, so I got the hose clamp, clamp and pliers clamped onto one side of this line that this goes into, so it basically blocks flow to the radiator, so it forces it to go through the block. Once we get that all clean, we will switch it from that side over to this side, which will force it through the heater core, and then flush it out as well. So here we go. Wait, let me just make sure I get everything right. Okay. Look, you can see how yucky this stuff is. Huh? Nasty. So we did get something out. Just didn't get all of it. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's get you caught up here. I did a couple things since I turned you off earlier. So, drained out the radiator. I forgot exactly where I left you guys off at. Alright, drained out the radiator. Capped off the, here, let me show you. Alright, capped off the service port, or whatever you want to call it, for that. I actually hooked up the pressure pump and adapter to the radiator, pumped it up, didn't hold pressure. But I could hear a hissing sound like right here out of these hoses. So I went into the cab and it got louder. So it's definitely leaking out of the heater core. So, and here's a little trick for you. Whenever you're doing a flush like this, so you want to find out the total service fill, which on this one is automatic 11.7 quarts. So you want to take half of that, which is 5.85, and fill it up with 100% antifreeze. So the reason being is that whatever water is left in there is going to be part of your water that you mix with the antifreeze. Now, the bad side is that is tap water, since we use the hose to hook up to it. So whatever's left in there right now is tap water, which you usually want to use distilled water to keep any minerals from accumulating in the system. But you saw the inside of it's nasty already, so I'm not that concerned about it. There is a way to drain all that out and start fresh, but I'm not going that far. You see this truck. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna pour in our antifreeze, and we got some, let's see, K-Seal. All right, so K-Seal, not a sponsor. Anyway, I've used it before, and I'll seem to work great. Oh yeah, and this was a funny thing. So this is funny. I ended up with 2 of these. I don't know where they came from. I remember ordering this one because I wrote on it, cooling system pressure tester vacuum refill. I don't know where this one came from. I don't remember ordering it. I didn't write on it, so I don't remember receiving it. So either I bought one twice and forgot that I bought the first one, or it's magic. I don't know. Anyway. All right, let me fill this up and put the antifreeze in, and then we're going to use distilled water to finish it off. All right, well, it's warming up, and building a little pressure. I kept the cap off for a little while to see if I could see when the thermostat opened up and the level dropped down a little, so I could add some more, because I added a little over 4 quarts. It should have been 5.85, a little over 4, and it was full, so a little more water in the block and heater core than I thought, or I figured. So anyway, but I came and looked inside. Still smells like coolant, but look what I found. Driver's side, there was this wet spot right here, so we know that it was dripping right there. There was a little drop right there that I wiped off, and you can see that spot right there where it looks like something has dripped on top of it. Oh wait, I can't play this with music. Alright, sorry, I had to turn the music off. I don't know how much of that I can use. Anyway, we can see where it's been dripping on that spot right there. And it is not currently. I sat here and watched it for about a minute and it didn't drip. So I'm hoping that stuff, that K-Seal worked already, because it says it works within minutes. So it still smells like antifreeze, but that may just be a residual. This thing is blowing hot. Oh my God. And it's been like, I don't know, 3 years since I've had a heater in this thing. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop it there. That's pretty much it. Check for leaks. I'm going to keep an eye on the heater core leak inside. Just monitor it, see what it does. Oh yeah, fill the coolant reservoir. Since it didn't take the full 5.85 quarts, or 6, I'm just going to call it 6. I'm going to put the remaining 2 quarts, or a little right about there, into full strength into the overflow tank. That way every time it cools off, let's see, so as it heats up, it's going to push coolant out into the overflow. It's going to dilute that in there, and when it cools off, it's going to draw some back in, and that constant exchange should eventually equalize everything. So alright, thanks for watching, and throw us down a little like and probably share it with a friend. Alright, talk at you later. Bonus footage. Alright, I forgot to mention, keep your eye out for things that look a little off. So I checked the, well, I went to get a new radiator cap because the other one I wasn't sure of. I tested it with that tester with the pump, and it didn't hold pressure, so I was like, screw it, I'm just going to get a new one. So it came up as a 16 pound, but the one that was on it was 13. So keep that in mind when you're checking things out. Just make little notations of things. And I also found, hang on, let me get my light. I also found this evidence of leakage right there, as we know that it was all nasty on the inside, so that's where that came from right there. Oops, sorry. But it doesn't appear to be leaking right now, so again, be mindful. Alright, later.